I'm going to show you how to make a Swiss roll. You'll need 75 grams of sugar, 3 eggs, 75 grams of plain flour, 2 to 3 tablespoonfuls of jam and a little sugar to sprinkle on the top. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees centigrade or 6 gas. Carefully line your baking tin with non-stick paper. Break the eggs into a bowl. Place the sugar in a bowl and using an electric hand whisk, start whisking. The eggs and sugar will combine, but you will see the mixture is quite runny and doesn't have a lot of volume. As you continue to whisk, you will see the mixture start to thicken. You'll see lots of air bubbles on the surface and the volume will increase. You will also see the mixture will turn a paler colour. You may have to whisk for about 5 minutes until the mixture is thick enough. You can tell when it's thickened because the mixture will leave a trail on the surface for a few seconds before it sinks into the mixture. You can see how the mixture has increased in volume. It's a lovely pale colour with lots of air bubbles and it's really nice and thick. You can see how the trail is left on the surface. At this point, stop whisking the mixture or the mixture will collapse. Now we're going to add the flour to the mixture. Don't add all the flour at once. Add about a third at a time and using a metal spoon, gently fold the flour into the mixture. Use a figure of 8 motion. Be careful because the flour is heavier than the mixture and it will sink to the bottom and sometimes get trapped in the air bubbles. So make sure that you are scraping around the edge of the bowl and the bottom of the bowl to release any trapped flour that's in the air bubbles. And make sure that you're being very gentle when you're folding in the flour so you don't knock that air out. Your mixture should be lovely and thick and foamy, and at this point you can transfer it to your baking tin. Make sure that you scrape out all the mixture from your bowl and gently push it into the corners of your baking tin. Gently spread the mixture evenly into the corners and across the tin, making sure that you have no thick or thin patches. The sponge will cook really quickly. It will take approximately 10 minutes. You can check if it's ready because it will be a lovely golden brown colour on the top and it will just gently spring back when pressed with your fingers. While the sponge is cooking, place a clean tea towel on your work area and sprinkle with a little sugar. Line up the edge of the baking tin with the edge of the tea towel and flip the tin over to release the sponge. Carefully remove the greaseproof paper, being careful not to tear the sponge. Also be careful because your sponge will be very, very hot. Trim off about 1 millimetre of sponge around the edge. This will make the Swiss roll easier to roll up. Add your jam to the sponge and using the back of the spoon, spread a thin layer evenly over the sponge. The warmth of the sponge will help the jam spread. You need to work quickly as the sponge will roll up much better if it's still warm. Once you've finished spreading the jam, then mark about 1 centimetre in from one edge. Turn the tea towel and the Swiss roll so the narrowest part of the sponge is closest to you. Then you can start rolling your Swiss roll. Use your tea towel to help you. Press over quite firmly where you've marked your line and then start rolling. Use your tea towel, that will help you to roll the sponge evenly. Keep rolling. Try to keep an even pressure on both sides. Keep rolling and then you can release the tea towel. And there you have a delicious Swiss roll.